Hey guys, welcome back to the continuation of the series Pitfalls to Avoid. So today we'll be talking about force and what exactly is force. And no, this is not a Star Wars reference, alright? This is actually, we're talking about how much force should we use when we are actually pressing on the guitar. Okay, this will apply broadly not only to acoustic guitar per se, but this also applies to electric guitars and to a greater extent other instruments, other stringed instruments as well. So like for example violin, cello, stuff like that as well. Okay, so what do I mean by using the right amount of force? What does that even mean? I mean just press, right? No. Alright, okay, so let me correct you right there. So when we actually press the guitar, okay, we're actually using, it's actually a combination of our thumb, our wrist, our palm, and our fingertips. Alright, our fingertips is just showing the end result, but actually everything comes into play together. Okay, so you do not want to over deliver the force. So what happens? Okay, so I'm going to show you this is a G that is just the right amount of force. Okay, so now I'm going to show you what happens if I apply too much force. Okay, wow, that hurt. Okay, so what happens there? Can you actually hear a difference? The answer is yes, there is. It's actually minimal, but you can actually hear the difference that when you press too hard, the sound actually goes sharp. Alright, it's not a G anymore, but it's actually in between a G and a G sharp. So you do not want that to happen. And also, when you use too much force, you know, you're going to kill your fingers, right? And after one song, that's it. You're going to run out of stamina real fast. And not only that, your guitar is also going to be affected, as over-fretting will cause your frets to wear out very fast. And then you're going to have dead spots. You're going to have notes that ring out, notes that buzz when they're not supposed to, you know, so on and so forth. Okay, so it's very important that we learn the discipline of only applying the right amount of force. And on the other hand, what happens if I apply too little force? Okay, this is what's going to happen. Everybody knows that problem, alright? So how do you know how much is enough? Okay, as a rule of thumb, okay, you do not you always, when you're experimenting with the amount of force in the beginning, okay, how I always recommend this is, first, okay, I want you to just lightly touch. Okay, lightly, very lightly touch. Okay, you do not apply any force at the moment, so that means it should. Alright, and then I want you to slowly increase the force. Okay, increase your output slowly. You should hear the notes coming, but there should still be buzzing, right? Because it's still not enough force. Until the sound is clear, something like this. Alright? And as a reference point, it should sound just like the other strings that are not pressed, the open strings. Okay? Get it? So, when you know that's the correct amount of force, okay, save it. Save it mentally. Remember roughly how much force you have used for this particular chord. So this is the E chord. Alright, and then move on to other chords. So for example, C. Here, do you hear it? Okay, whether I press open or whether I'm playing on the strings that I'm pressing, there should be almost no difference to the sound, other than, you know, being a different note, because obviously you're pressing, right? So with every chord to different chord, the amount of force applied is actually it varies a little bit from chord to chord, but the overall force should always be in that range where you shouldn't exceed or you shouldn't go decrease. Okay, what about bar chords? like F for example, or G. It's the same logic, okay? So with the addition of your index finger, who is barring the 3rd fret, you should not use too much force. Alright, if you use too much force, the same effect will appear. It will become sharp. Right? So that's it for today. We're talking about using just enough force. So remember, do not overpress and do not underpress as well. Alright, so that's it for today, and see you guys.